Hi there. Welcome back to Recorder 101. This is lesson 25. 5 more to go. Am I looking forward to it? In a way, yeah. Sorry about cutting off the top half of my head. I'm trying to give you something of a visual for the tenor recorder, although I will then play this particular piece with the soprano and then with the alto. I think for those of you who play tenor or want to play tenor, that this probably is going to be a song that, it is a song which sounds best on a tenor. Okay, so I've got a couple of notes stretching, got my recorder sort of warming up. Couple of things that I want to say about condensation. I've been dealing with condensation a lot this week because I haven't been warming my recorders up. I'm trying to overcome that particular challenge right now by warming them up properly. One, condensation, you're going to get weird sounds. Maybe you can't make your low notes. All of a sudden, no low notes come. You may get a full octave higher. The right note, full octave higher than you want. You have two choices. Suck it in or blow it out. And then you get a really hard and a really loud. Second thing I want to say, which is totally unrelated to recorder playing. My washing machine's going in the background. My phone might beep. Sorry about that. If I wait a couple of hours, the kids will be outside screaming, so whatever. Sorry about that. So, condensation can get in your way. There's two ways to deal with it. The quietest, least obnoxious is to suck it back in. Now, remember, this is your own spit. And most of the time, when you're talking order, you're swallowing your own spit anyway. One reason to enjoy plastic recorders is you can wash them out. Soapy water, rinse. It also helps reduce condensation. I think I said that way back at the beginning of Recorder 101. I think it was lesson 1 or 2. So those are things to keep in mind. Other problems that I've had this week as I've been practicing this particular tune, brand new, unless you've learned it elsewhere before, is finger leaks. Okay, switching between 4 different sizes of recorders makes it harder for me as a non-professional to really make sure that my fingers are closing well. So that's something that you can, I can play with as we practice whatever. And it becomes one of those things, soprano right here, that just quietly working with, okay, what are we doing here? Do I feel like I've got my fingers really in the right spot? So that's something you can do silently, while listening to the news, commercials. All my fingers closed, my hands gentle, things like that. So that's one of the things. Another thing that is going to get every single person, professional or non-professional, beginner or advanced, insufficient practice. The master has failed more times than the beginner has tried. So, more practice. And the other thing is your our unawareness of leaky fingers. And it's so important to just practice the positions and moving between difficult positions. I'm holding my F, my low F on my soprano right now. I should also do it on my tenor because I'm going to be playing the tenor in just a moment. Song today is Nus Hons Pris. It's attributed to Richard Lionheart of England. English translation, When You're in Prison. He was captured by a cousin of his. I believe this was his cousin. That would have been Henry VI Hohenstaufen. So this is from 1192. Friendly families, keep up good relations with your families. And he was held for ransom. And his mother, Eleanor of Aquitaine, managed to collect the ransom for him. Now, originally, this would have been in French. Richard, coming from, well, his mother, Eleanor of Aquitaine, France. The family is basically from Normandy, France. So, French. But we'll try and put the lyrics in there in English and in French. There are 2 verses in French, which again suggest that it really is French. Lyrics go in, the melody, the top line will be the soprano or tenor recorder, and the bottom line, well, actually there'll be 2, which would normally be for the piano, because this was attributed for the piano. I'll just use for the alto. There will also be guitar chords, so this is a different type of song. The music says that the half note is played at 90, but this is a lament. So I would suggest that 90 might be a bit fast, but that becomes up to you, the player. Again, my music notation is not giving me a repeat sign. And again, all you're going to get for the repeat is just 2 lines. Sorry. Software problems. And not enough stamina to try and work things out. So, with all of that, let's get to the music. And my apologies for not having enough space for everything to be seen. And now I can see I'm almost too far away to play anything. There is one B flat in this piece. Sopranos, tenors, our B flat is here. And yes, thumb. So there's 1. Okay. But we're starting with F. 4 Fs in a row for the soprano and tenor. Repeat. that was, the tenor is closest to the average man's voice, which is why I did that. So now I'm switching immediately to the soprano because I could see, even though I was so far away from my music that it's hard to see, that you need to be able to see what's happening. Baroque sopranos, tenors, this is your F fingering. German, that's your F fingering. I haven't looked up German sopranos and tenors. I have not looked up the B flat. So again, the B flat like this. It comes in the second half. I'll pause to point it out. Repeat. Second half. This is it. That's the B flat. Starting again from the beginning of the second half. Needs to be a C. Repeat. Sorry, I'm getting the, I'm looking so much at the music that I'm not paying attention to what's happening on the camera. What I'm actually going to do with the alto is actually I'm playing exactly the same fingerings for each one as with this. But I'm going to put the notes there because if you've been learning altos, if you've been learning the correct fingerings, you're going alto fingerings, you're going to be going nuts. I can't. Sorry. Altos, I apologize to you. We'll have to get back to that next week, really focusing on the alto part. So looking, I'll get the alto written in, but it's not written in here, and it's just too much all at once for me to do it right now. Some of the things that I want to say about this piece, when you're playing it, I'm going to use a smaller soprano, getting your fingers, or for me anyway, getting from F to here, and then back to F. This is in the second, in the sixth, not really the sixth bar. I'm really looking towards the second half of the piece, the chorus, where you have the F and the, having to go backwards, E and the D, and then the F and the E and the C. That gets confusing, and it's especially confusing because then you go F, G, F, E, D, E, D, C. So that's a bit complicated for me. I haven't really mastered that fingering yet. I was trying to play it as rhythmically as possible. If you're listening carefully, you will hear me hit the wrong notes and try and get back on track. This is something that rehearsal is so important for. I don't just mean by yourself, that's important too, but if you're playing with a group or a singer or whatever, getting yourself to keep playing in spite of the fact that, okay, I missed that bit, jump to the next bit that I can go. So if I'm having difficulty with, this is at the end, if I'm having difficulty there and I get mixed up with the stop, look, okay, I'm ready for that one, I'm ready for the end. Move to the next spot. This is the sort of thing that only comes with love for doing it and plenty of practice. So this is a fun piece because the chords are written in for the guitar if you want that. A pianist would be able to do this, but pianos aren't medieval. Not even our harpsichords, so sorry about that. If you've got a harpist, they can probably get the chords in, but I'm not putting them in. The full chords. I'm just going for what's there, what I have in front of me from the one that I have am copying from. Okay, so that's going to be something for the sopranos and tenors to do, and meanwhile I promise altos that the music will be actually there for you, even though I'll have to put my practice into that for next week. Okay, have a great week. See you next week.